guys, it is Cassandra, and today I have something a little bit different, not too different. I am here to take information from my brain and put it into yours. Yep, I'm giving you advice, maybe some knowledge, who knows. It is a part of a collab with the Geeks and Beauties peoples. I will have their videos down in the description that we're going to talk about how to start blogging and maybe some tips and tricks on how to get that done. Because everybody likes blogging, right? Isn't that a popular thing nowadays? Yeah. So what I'm here to tell you is your hosting options for your blog, because you need to put that out there on the website. Otherwise it's just a journal for yourself in a book. You gotta get that up on the web. So your first option is, what do you want to do with your blog? Like, what is your pursuit? It's just going to be a hobby thing where you kind of just want to get that out there, you feel the need to tell people things, or do you want to make money from it? Are you looking to make this your job? Because those two things are very different and the sites are different. Like, if you're going for a hobby thing, you can use a lot of the free sites. There's Blogspot, there's WordPress, Live Journal's still around. I'm sure there's some other ones. Oh, Wix. Wix is another one that you can just kind of toss your stuff up there for free and get it out there in the world. However, if you're looking to make money, you want some legitimacy to your website. You can still use like WordPress. There is a paid option on WordPress that is a little bit better, but ideally what you want to do is get yourself self-hosted, where you're going to buy your own domain and you're going to pay for some hosting and you're going to have your own stuff. You're not going to be on, I think WordPress.com I think is their free one, or Blogspot. And once you have your own setup, you have a lot more freedom for what you can do for advertisings and paid sponsors and all of that kind of stuff. So what are your options for some paid hosting sites? Personally, I have used, I think I've had 3 different sites in the time that I've started blogging. I started, when did I start blogging? A gajillion years ago. I started in 2002 was when my first blog went up, and I was on Blogspot. And then once I decided I needed a little more legitimacy, I wanted my own domain is what I wanted. So for a while what I did was I purchased my domain from GoDaddy.com, and there are some other ones, but GoDaddy is the one that I personally used. Feel free to Google some stuff and find one that fits you the best. And I had self-hosted for a while, which means I actually had a dedicated server in my house that we ran the website from. And my husband's in IT, so that was an option for us. That's not an option for anybody. Not anybody. It's not an option for everybody, is what I mean. So if that doesn't work out for you, that's fine. I know that was a special circumstance. After we decided that we didn't want to do all the work because you need to upgrade everything and you need to keep it all updated. And at that time I was using a software called Serendipity. That's what I was using. And it wasn't particularly safe. So we decided to move that off, and I switched over to WordPress. And I used, what did I move after that? GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy not only like sells domains, but they also do web hosting. And I was on GoDaddy for a couple of years. I didn't have any problems with GoDaddy. There were a couple of problems once in a while with the website being slow, but with the plan that I had purchased, it's a shared server. So my website isn't the only one on there. There's a bunch of other ones. So if somebody else is running something that's like a memory intensive like Flash website or something like that, then it's going to slow my website down. So, but I didn't have too many problems with that. So I do recommend GoDaddy. It is a little on the expensive side, but in my opinion, you get what you pay for. If you want something that's going to be like functional all the time, if you want somebody that's going to update their software a lot and keep your website safe, then you're going to pay a little bit more than that. Another option to GoDaddy that I did not personally use is called Bluehost. However, there are a lot of people that have problems with that. So make sure if you're trying to decide what host that you want, you do some research behind there. Look into exactly what you want, whether or not Bluehost will work for you. It does work for some people. I've heard a lot of people that have been very happy with Bluehost, but there's also people that have had terrible, terrible problems with it. Like I said, I've never used that. I used GoDaddy and I never had any problems. Everything was updated. It was easy to use. I could easily access all of my administrative stuff if I wanted to update something or add something. And that was using the WordPress software. So that was that. But then I decided that I didn't want to use WordPress anymore. So my current blog is hosted on Squarespace, which if you follow any YouTubers, big YouTubers, and if you listen to podcasts, chances are you've heard of Squarespace. They support a lot of people. Excuse me, I have to burp. Excuse me. I apologize for that. So with Squarespace, to go back into my thing, it's a little bit different. It is its own software. So you pay for the year and you get a domain with that. You don't have to register one separately. Whereas if you're on WordPress.org, which is their paid version, you have to pay for your domain separately. With Squarespace, you get the space, you get the domain, you do get a little bit of a web store if you want to decide to sell stuff. Granted, I think it's only one product if you get the very basic, or you can upgrade to a business one and you'll be able to open a web store if you decide you want to sell stuff. There's a million templates that you can use and they're all customizable, and I have a lot of luck with it. I love Squarespace a lot, and yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It is a little more on the expensive side, but you get so many things with it that are, I don't want to say free, that are included in that price, that it was worth it for me. And if you want to try it out, you can always find a code that gives you like 10% off. Look at any of the YouTubers or some podcasts. Like I know Phil DeFranco has a code. No, I don't know what his code is. You'll have to go find that yourself. A lot of podcasters who did Squarespace lately. I know Rhett and Link's Ear Biscuits podcast had used it. Oh, I can't even think of who else. I know Grace Helbig's podcast had used it at one point, but I'm not sure if she still has them as a sponsor. But I highly recommend that you at least start out, if you're starting out and you want to not pay any money, go for one of the free websites. But the minute you decide that you want to monetize your stuff and try to make a living out of it, get a domain, get a host. It's fine if you want to start out with the WordPress.org. Just keep in mind that your options for advertising are limited. You'll have to read through the rules for WordPress.org, because I've never used that personally, but I'm pretty positive they have some rules on what you can and can't accept for advertising there. I think you can only do AdSense, maybe Google AdSense, and that's it. Like, you can't accept outside advertising from either other companies, or there's like a conglomerate that has banner ads that you can go through that are very similar to AdSense but are separate. I don't think you can use those. But I highly recommend that if you can afford it, and if you are serious about trying to be a professional blogger, that you get your own host, you get a domain, something that's specific to you, and purchase those. Yeah, that made a lot of sense. Yeah, get your own domain, get your own host, be your own person, because then you make up the rules. I think that's about everything that I have to say. Is it? Hosting. GoDaddy, maybe Bluehost. I highly recommend Squarespace if you can afford it. I think that is everything. Oh, all the thoughts are in my head, and I think I got them all out. I think I got them. Alright, well, how about this? You just let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, because I would love to answer the questions for you. And sometimes it's a little hard to just talk to a camera and not have any feedback of people asking me specific questions. Like, I can give you the advice, but I need to know if that was helpful. Was that helpful? Do you need to know more? Please, 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 if you have any questions, ask me down in the comments. I've been doing this for, like I said, I started this in 2002, so that's what, 14 years, 15 years? I've been blogging for a long time. Of course, if you go and look at my blog now, you'll notice that I haven't written anything in about 6 months because I'm kind of all over the place and I'm hoping to get back on track. So, yeah, leave me questions down in the description and I will answer you. Boom, 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 boom. And make sure you go check out the other people that are helping this. I know there's, like I said, what did I say there was? There's how to think up topics of what to write about. I don't even know. There's so many people, so many topics. I've lost track of everything. So please go check them out. Feel free to come back and ask me any questions if you have questions on things that they talked about even, because I will try my best to get that information out, because there's a lot of stuff up here and yeah, it doesn't always come out the way I want it to. So please, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. There are no stupid questions. Trust me. No stupid questions. Ask me anything you want me at. Anything you want to know. Anything, I will answer it for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see all of my videos. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Dear Cassandra Morgan. Find me on Twitter as Cassandra Morgan. Make sure you check out my vlog for other videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye!